And I'm Raff. We're Raff.
Raff of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook. Raffaele Rispo, Ralph Pizarro. Twitter at RaffaNapoli83. That's me.
I'm CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. Were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
Maradona, Carmen, aiutici tu.
Fellas and bellas all over the world, welcome to the Raff Rant. I am Raff N, joined by my co-host, the Baker of Vesuvius, Raffa Rispo, and special guest today, Mohamed Salad. Welcome, boys. Welcome,
man. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure joining two of the goats of Napoli Twitter. So. Thank you guys.
Man, thank you for those kind words. And it's always a pleasure to have you back here, Mohamed. Super special episode today. Senegal, AFCON winners 2022. Oh, you saw it in the video. Da Bravidi. I got goosebumps still.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Hair.
Chills.
I saw Raffa, and I was saying this earlier, guys. Oh, by the way, hi to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on a roll, man. Thank you for joining us today. Super shout out.
Chat.
Most of the Renaissance people in here, man, holding it down. Let's say hi, but before we get to that, hold on. Let's say hi to everybody. Peter Scholar just doing the dishes. All right, Michael. Hey, fellas. What's going on, Zeno? How are you, sir? KK legend up in here. Legend, my man. By the way, I wore this,
Yeah, there you go.
Got the cool. I just wanted to. I know I rocked it a couple days ago, but Raffa got the spider jersey in the back, man.
That's right.
Michael Simi, got a shout out here from Gaetano in the house.
That's my brother, man. I love
that. That's our dude, Gaetano. Hey, legends, man. Gaetano, what grade would you give Koulibaly for that performance in Senegal? But Senegal AFCON winners, man. Big deal. So much to talk about, guys. I mean, what a tournament, what a game, drama, excitement. I mean, it had a little bit of everything, Mo. And I want to say something because you deserve to be recognized. Before the tournament started, I want everybody to know, I'm going to look everybody in the eye. Before the tournament started, this man down here, Mohamed Salad, went on Twitter and said, I will cover this tournament for free. I don't want a dime. He just put himself out there and said, I will cover this episode. I will cover this tournament. I just want to talk about my country. I just want to talk about this tournament. And I was taken back. I was inspired, Mo, by that because that's love. That's love, and this is all a labor of love here. And I think that was really cool. And I wanted to say it on air to you because you did get a few responses from that, which was great.
I got a few responses. And it was, I mean, it's been one of the proudest things ever to be able to cover the tournament for such a big website as well. And like I've been watching the Africa Cup of Nations for a long time. This one specifically, I was looking forward to for over a year. I've been tweeting about it for months because I knew that this tournament was going to be the best one ever, because there's never been this much quality in African football. I mean, the level of I mean, you've got Champions League players just littered all over the continent. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, you look around, every team has players who you recognize, which is something that wasn't the case years ago in African football. You'll know Eto'o, Yaya Toure, Kolo Toure, maybe the Ibues and stuff, but like you look at every single team, and every team had players of such high quality. Like for example, the lowest ranked team in the tournament was Gambia, and their striker is Musa Barrow, who cost 20 million. I mean, that was never ever the case a couple of years ago. There was never a situation where a team like Gambia would have a player of that quality leading the line, and that's the best part of the tournament. It's just seeing the quality be so good.
Solid. I mean, like I'd watch the tournament from the barbershop, and my cousin, who is my cousin from Florida, was up visiting, and we watch every type of soccer, football. We watch everything, man. Like we don't discriminate. What it's on, we're watching, and we're like, oh man, AFCON's on, and Gambia comes in. And, I know we want to talk about our champion. I want to talk about our captain, Captain Senegal, and our future captain. Cross your fingers. Yeah. But we were like in awe at the amount of teams that had Serie A representation, Gambia being one of them.
I think 16 representation in the tournament.
Yeah, man. Like it was amazing. And it's funny because for the final, one of our other barbers were there, and we're like, how many other Serie A players are on Senegal? And I'm not the most I can't name off the top of my head who it is. I said I'm sure there are a few. And then when I looked at it, it was like Ballo-Touré, Mbaye from Bologna, and Keita Balde, and I'm like, whoa, like that's some serious names right there. Right. Like I didn't come to realize that until like after the final was over, and I'm looking up the squad, and I'm like, wow, look at this, man. Like I loved watching. I love watching a tournament where I know some of these players, and AFCON, like you said, man, has become that, man. It's you're watching AFCON and you're like, oh yeah, that dude, I know that dude from this team, Right. It was just so much fun to watch the whole thing, man. It was great. Perfect tournament. Perfect.
It was.
It was definitely awesome. And I also want to call something. Now I don't want to make anything political, of course. Yeah. But I'm gonna read out a comment here because I think it's important. And then I want to say something, and I just want to touch the subject because there was a lot of people who are outspoken about what I'm about to talk about. And there has to be accountability. And even if that means holding your own team accountable sometimes. But here's the comment. Hopefully these leagues take a break during AFCON next time, considering the talent coming out of the continent. And this to me, thank you, Pasquale.
Full agreement to that. Full agreement.
This is a big, big statement, okay? Because let's keep it real. The European elites or whatever, we're giving the Africans a real hard time this year, okay? Whether it would be about COVID or whatever, or losing their players to a tournament. Give me a break. Stop it. Respect the tournament. Respect these players and what they have to do. All right. The whole COVID argument was BS because how many other players left to their other respective countries and ended up getting sick? Probably a lot more than the African players did, especially going to countries in Africa that probably had super low infection rates. Again, don't want to get into that mess right now, that big conversation about numbers. But I had a comment that I put out and Twitter deleted it. Because I was outspoken. So guess what? You ain't deleting me here because this is our show. And I'm letting you know that treatment, including De Laurentiis, bullshit. Cut it out. You don't do that. You sort of look how happy those people were. Look how happy those players were. So
the craziest thing is Osimhen could have been the difference for Nigeria winning, like giving Senegal a real run for their money because of the way they started. they beat all of the teams they should have beat comfortably. They were the most comfortable team in the tournament. But when they needed a proper number 9 that would have made the difference for them, they didn't have it. And I know a lot of Nigerians are looking at Napoli thinking, yeah, they kind of cost us one. Yeah.
But I mean, it's not just Napoli, but we were one. Our whole Melon team kind of, it was so much.
Outspoken about as well. I feel like the Osimhen one is a little bit different because he went to Nigeria, he got COVID there, he couldn't come back for his final medical review, which cost him. And so it's not. But yeah, no. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Of course,
I mean, I wanted to say it.
The tournament happened and. It was beautiful. One thing that annoyed the hell out of me was Watford tweeting a picture of Ismail Assar with the trophy and saying how proud they were of him when they were the same team that were trying to stop him from going to the tournament, and that annoyed so many people. But either way, man, it was by far the best tournament. Everything that you could ask for, the goals, the underdogs going through. It was beautiful, man. At the start of the tournament, when I was writing articles and stuff, it was more of hope and excitement, saying this tournament's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, but I didn't expect it to live up to those heights. So it was like, there's no. I mean, you guys all saw that video, man. There's no word that can describe how much these things mean to these players.
Absolutely.
Before the tournament, Mane, who's won everything in football, said, "I would trade every single trophy for this." After the tournament, he doubled down on that and said, "This is the most important trophy ever."
Look at that.
I mean, for sure.
All the Senegalese legends, he had Diouf, what's it called? Demba Ba, Papi Cisse, none of them managed to win it. And now their greatest player ever, probably, Sadio Mane, is the one, after all of that pressure, finally delivers the trophy. So.
Well, you know what? Because there's these club first, club only mentality fans that see that, you know, the international stuff doesn't mean anything. It's club only, you know, and it's, you know, I think these days are rare. You get a nice healthy mix of both, like people that are fans of both. But I mean, I dare any footballer to tell me that they don't dream of one day, you know, winning the World Cup with a penalty kick on their foot. You know what I'm saying? Like I dare anybody to challenge that, because that's every kid, every player's dream, is to represent their nation at a World Cup or at a continental title. You know, like winning a continental title. Man, this was huge for Senegal. Senegal never won a title before in their entire history. Made it to two finals previous, and for someone to say. And a lot of Napoli fans are guilty of this. For someone to say, "Oh, good, they lost. Now he can come back now." You know, like, give me a break, man. I want my Napoli players, whether it's during the season or not, to win a national trophy. Like, I'm lucky enough, Mo and Ralph too is lucky. We're lucky enough to have seen a World Cup and a European Cup in our lifetime. I'm done, man. If I never see it again, I have these memories to last a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm not saying that, you know, I wish Italy not winning things, but like as long as a Napoli player wins a trophy like that and comes back to the team with this rejuvenation or with this continued, like, you know, push to want to win more now that they've won the big one, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see Koulibaly coming back going, I won AFCON, we're not going to win anything else. No, for me, this gets him more motivated to want to win a Scudetto or win a Europa League. Or go to the Champions League next year and perform at the highest level in club, because he's done it for country. Now he's got to do it for club, and it's like, I'm sorry, and mind you, we are where we are without having had Koulibaly, without having had Anguissa, and you know, how can you not wish the best for our players? You know what I mean? Our players are part of our club. That's what makes up our club. So kudos to him. Kudos to even Anguissa for finishing in third, big time. You know what I mean? Sure. And I had so much fun watching this thing.
So let's talk about the game real quick. Let's talk about the final game and kind of work our way down, right? Big game. You had Egypt, you know, I was about to say Mo Salad again.
Mo Salah.
Salah, right? He obviously a lot of eyes on him, a lot of eyes on Mane. I mean, the game went again. It's 4 minutes in, we had a penalty, and then the Egyptian goaltender making a crazy save. To me, he was the beast of the match, by the way, for me. And that
He actually
game,
won
guys.
man of the match.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that man did everything. He did his job that day, in my opinion. He did everything he had to do to help Egypt win.
He's their second goalkeeper. He came in and won.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Shootouts for them. He's been magnificent, and he's been injured since the quarterfinal because he came off late in the quarterfinal and he played the semifinal and final injured.
Wow.
So he was
that dude, the pain on that dude's face. Taking that player of the like man of the match trophy at the end of that game, the pain in his face when he had to answer questions, and I couldn't help but feel so bad for him. I don't know how you feel about Egypt as a nation or like as a team or whatever, but I really genuinely felt for that guy, man. That was nuts.
Yeah, no, I've been on Twitter for the last month saying how bad I think Egypt are and how they shouldn't be anywhere near the final.
You have been, yeah. Yeah, you definitely threw a few jabs.
To me, Egypt getting to the final is more shocking in this tournament than Greece winning it in 2004. That's how. I mean, I understand that they have Salah, but they had no business being this deep into the tournament. There's no way.
Okay.
They scored 2 goals from open play the entire tournament. There's teams that finished in the group stages that didn't come out of the group stages that have scored more. Like,
are you speaking of this particular Egypt team? Because
this particular Egypt are the most winning.
Tournament.
They have 7, right? Yeah.
Egypt are the winningest team in African Cup of Nations history. They've got 7. But I'm talking about in this tournament, they've only scored 2 goals from open play.
Yeah.
They were atrocious this entire tournament, and they were in the from the round of 16, 0-0 penalties, quarterfinals, extra time. They needed extra time to win it. Semifinals, 0-0 penalties, final 0-0 penalties. Like you don't.
Well, and I don't want to compare them. I don't want to compare them to Portugal, but Portugal essentially won the 2016 Euro by backpedaling through every single game that they played in too. They did.
Right. They just about made it through the group stages as well because they lost their first game. They won their second game 1-0 just about because Guinea-Bissau had a late goal disallowed because of VAR. Hadn't it been for that, they would be out in the quarterfinals. So the entire tournament, they've just been. It's annoying because they've knocked out some really, really good teams that have robbed us of some incredible football games. But it is what it is. I mean, you need some luck in tournament football to get there.
Sure, for sure.
You know what I like? My favorite part of this game, it was Mane taking the penalty kick in the first 4 minutes, and then having to finish the penalty kicks at the end by getting the game-winning penalty. I mean, what an incredible story. I mean, you had Koulibaly, first of all, coming up first. So maybe I got ahead of myself a little bit, but Koulibaly taking that first penalty kick. I mean, how much does it go and show how much of a leader he is to say, I'm going to come up first. I'm going to take this kick first. He's going to take the pressure off. And he does it. He buries it. And Mo, do you think that sets the tone
that does
for the rest of those penalty kicks?
I was on a Twitter space yesterday talking about with a lot of Egyptians, some other journalists, and they were talking about how annoyed they were at Mo Salah for having to wait for the last penalty because obviously, as we know, he didn't get to take one. So a lot of people were saying like he should have been the one to take the first penalty, set the tone, etc., rather than waiting for the glory penalty at the end. And it does set the tone when your captain, your leader, puts his name, because they're never ever going to just elect someone to take the first penalty. The first penalty is always someone that puts his name forward, and Koulibaly was that guy. And for him to put it, slot it in, even though it was close, the keeper did touch it, but slot it in the back of the net, set the tone, and it was it did set the tone. And I feel like that was it was important for that first penalty to go in and for it to be Koulibaly that takes that penalty.
Sure.
He was incredible, man. He was bro. He makes me so proud.
Dude.
Dude,
that tackle in the semifinal too. That tackle in the semifinal in the box, man.
Bro, he didn't even play the first 2 games. The third game he came in, he was a bit shaken up. He didn't look at his best, but then in the knockout stages, Koulibaly was just incredible, man. I'm not even gonna get into his stats, but he was just immaculate yesterday, man.
Right.
Like
it was
the
actually one stat 81 passes made. I think the most passes converted
also
in
the
the game.
most long balls completed in the game too. 15
Most completed, yeah.
long balls completed yesterday.
Long balls, yeah.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that.
bro,
See,
he's
what a guy,
incredible.
bro. What a
He's
guy. And it was funny. I was hearing, I was like on an Italian, I was listening to some Italian podcast the other day, and he was talking about like ages and all that. And I'm like, dude, Koulibaly. I mean, this guy got to have a lot of gas in the tank still. I mean, he looks poised. He looks energetic. He looks ready. He looked like he can go till he's 40. And I don't know why they were giving our Napoli on such a hard time about age. I mean, you got Ibrahimovic, 40 years old, still in Serie A. But, I mean, you look at this man and you think, like, that he's going to live forever. It's like one of those feelings that I get sometimes when I watch this guy play. And it's just like, and I know we really missed him despite, despite the back line, Juan Jesus and Rahmani holding it down. But I am so looking forward to this guy getting back on the pitch, man.
Goal in January since he's been gone. I don't think Napoli have conceded the goal.
No.
Of
Definitely held it down. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm having a little technical. Mo, you need a second there. I'm sorry. Yeah, got his picture here. There was this big picture floating online. I wanted to put it here. But what? I mean, look at his face. He's glowing. Raffa. Oh, sorry, Raffa. Sorry, guys. We're having.
That's okay. I got you. No, it's a beautiful picture.
That picture made me smile, bro. That picture made me so happy.
It's a beautiful picture, man.
Made me so happy, man.
What Mo said for him to come up and take the first kick, and it's what was hilarious was when he did come up to take the first kick, he had this long walk to the ball, and I feel like the camera followed this long walk the whole way. And he was walking so slow, like the slow walk. Like we called him at the shop, my cousins and I called him the Undertaker. He was walking so slow. But I was like, yeah, but the Undertaker's cold as ice, baby. He's gonna bury this penalty. Watch. Like for a center back defender to be the guy to be like, yo, I'll take the first kick. Like he's never taken a penalty kick for Napoli, that weren't, I have to check to see if, go back to look at penalty kicks, games that end in penalty kicks, but in a free flowing match, he's not the guy that you call up to take a penalty. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just amazing what he did. Like the magnitude of what he did for, not just Napoli, coming back to Napoli as a champion, but for Senegal, his nation, and that's another thing when, Mo had to step out for 1 second. He'll be back in just a moment, but I'm going to ask him this when he comes in. I'm sure he can hear me right now too. But, Mo, you can step in whenever you're ready and answer this. But is it me or does Sadio Mane get a lot more play, media recognition than Koulibaly because of where he plays and how much he's worth and the fact that he's a goal scorer and all that? Is Senegal, does Senegal regard Koulibaly the way they regard Mane?
No, in Africa they're equals.
Okay.
Plain and simple. In Africa.
In Africa they're equals. In Europe,
yeah,
Koulibaly
real recognized real. That's
why. But in Africa, they're equal. If not, maybe Sadio Mane will be a tad higher, and that's simply because he's the one that scores the goals, and he's the one. I mean, to be fair, in this tournament, I know we're all Napoli fans and we love Koulibaly so much, but Sadio Mane has been absolutely unplayable this tournament.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't.
This tournament, every single game. Bro, I saw Sadio Mane doing things I've never seen him do before in terms of defending, tracking back, slide tackling. It was incredible to see. He'll win the ball back at the halfway line, dribble 2-3 guys, slip in the through ball. This tournament, Sadio Mane deserves all the props he's getting from everyone, right? He's been absolutely unplayable this tournament. But in Africa, in regards to your question, I think they're basically level. In Senegal, like no one's taking one over the other. I mean,
these
they're
two
both,
guys are the top. These are
yeah,
these
it's
are
one A,
bosses.
it's 1A and 1B. It's 1A and 1B in
1A.
Senegal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm with that, man. I'm with that. Exciting, man. I mean, you can see the crowd on the background. That thing. I mean, they probably stretches for miles. Probably the amount of people that kind of came out and celebrate with them. I can imagine, just the excitement that everybody's feeling out there. And boy, I wish I can be there with them, kind of experiencing this moment. But so shout out to the man, Kalidou Koulibaly, Capitano of Senegal, co-captain of Napoli, possibly soon to be the captain of Napoli with the departure of Insigne. But I'm so happy. I mean, we're proud of all of our Napolitani, all of our Partenope that played in Africa and AFCON. But man, I am super happy for this guy, because if there's anybody who deserves a big trophy like this, I think it's this man right here.
I mean, Koulibaly could have left to play for. He starts for any team in the world. He could be winning Premier Leagues and Champions League if he wants to, but he decided to stay here. So he deserves this one at least. Like the biggest trophy he can possibly win, he's won it. So I feel like his legacy is good. I mean, oh bro, if he adds a Scudetto to that this year, oh my god, bro,
Ballon d'Or. Hold on. What if he adds a Scudetto and or a Europa League?
Bro, listen, if Napoli win the Scudetto this year, I'll tell you for free, I've retired from being a football fan. Like I've completed football.
You've seen it all.
I'm covering Somali football, and that's it.
And
bro.
that's it.
Like, I'm satisfied. Life is just good. I don't.
Right, because you're a Chelsea fan too. Chelsea's done their thing, right?
I've seen everything. You know what I'm trying to say? I just need Napoli to win a Scudetto, even a Europa League. Guys, I think we've discussed this plenty of times. And for me, a Scudetto is the most important thing. And then I've just retired from football, bro.
And what would make you happy with Somalia? Would just being at the AFCONs be like
just being at the African Cup of Nations? I mean, I don't win it in my lifetime. We're not going to win it in my lifetime.
That's too cool, man.
But just being there would be the highlight. And then that's what I've completed life. Then, like I'm done with sports.
Do you know? Let me just say this too. Something else I wanted to bring up, man. This guy Koulibaly, dude. Like, not only is he, taking in the joy of winning a continental title, right? But he's also the first player to go and console, the Egyptian team too. And this video I sent to Ralph Biz. I want to be able, if we can play the audio of it.
I can't
no
play
audio. Okay.
Oh,
so basically, this video is these are the other 3 Italian Serie A players on Senegal. Koulibaly is doing a FaceTime video during the celebrations, and all of a sudden he sees, hey, he says, "Miei Italiani, venite qua." All of the Serie A players are grouped together and jumping up and down, "Campioni, campioni, ole ole" in Italian. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I tweeted it out earlier today. I thought that was so much fun to watch, man. Like, even in Cameroon,
this is a great video.
Representing Senegal, speaking in his native tongue. "Oh, hey, miei Italiani, venite qua," and he's just jumping around, "Campioni, ole ole." It gives me chills, bro. I like. He's officially become my favorite player in active football right now. My favorite.
Like I feel like we talk so much about how good of a football player he is, and we don't we kind of dismiss how much
he's a better man, dude.
Human being than he is. Like he's the best centre back in the world, but he's a better man than he is a football player.
yes, Salad. Yes,
like because obviously. Like he's a Muslim as well, in it. So obviously I relate to him in that way as well. And
for sure,
like he's just the most beautiful representation for Africans and Muslims around the world. It's just like everything he does in his religious aspect. It's just incredible, bro. It's just I have no words to describe this human being that is KALIDOU Koulibaly, and the fact that he plays for my club is just ridiculous.
That's probably the best part, right? Yeah.
I'll tell you something right now, man.
Koulibaly's my guy.
I know. Bro.
Listen,
he's our guy, bro.
He's our guy.
Koulibaly.
Full disclosure, okay? I'm getting very emotional. With I like Insigne leaving. It hurts a little bit, but I didn't like get emotional over it. I'm getting emotional right now just thinking of Koulibaly either retiring as a Napoli player or leaving Napoli in one day. Like, I'm getting emotional about it. Like, this is a once in a generational player.
Right.
He really is, man. He really is. Right. And my boy Marco Cubani from Far From Vesuvius says it the best anytime he ever says it. Because I remember him being one of the first people to ever say this, is that not since Diego Maradona do we have the best player at the position that he plays in, like, in the world. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Koulibaly, and that's him.
It's facts.
King Cooley.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people agree on this though. Like, every time you see like a Mount Rushmore of Napoli players, it's always Maradona 1 and Napoli 2. I mean, Maradona 1 and Koulibaly 2.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then 3 and 4, everyone switches it about. Some have in there, some have other people, some have Mertens, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Just the amazing part of it is his heart, like I mentioned earlier, him going up to the players that lost, and like telling them, listen, man, it's gonna be okay. You've done great. You're a good man. You're a good champion.
There's an Egypt centre back who was also a replacement person. He was incredible. It was the one with the headband on because he injured his head.
That's right. Yes.
In the Morocco game, Abdul Munem, he's a young Egyptian player who came in for like their main centre back, and he had an incredible tournament. So he was essentially saying to him, like, you've got a lot more to come. Like, there's a lot more where you came from.
I saw that one.
And yeah, it's just he's just everything about him just oozes class, and I know no one's perfect, but he's the closest to a perfect human being that you can find.
Yes, yes, I think so. Guy's a man. He's rock solid. As long as he's healthy, I don't see why not.
Absolutely.
Plus center back, maybe they don't get as many miles as like forwards or wingers do. So, hey man, strong possibility. Man, if Ibra can do it, why not? Well done, Salad, on covering the AFCON, 100%.
Yes,
can't be overstated much.
Speaking of covering the AFCON, let's talk really fast about how.
Yeah, let's move on. We got a few more minutes.
We have a few more minutes. I wanted to really quickly touch on Anguissa with Cameroon. Finished third. A strong showing. Cameroon, hosts.
Cameroon was incredible. Based on the fact that nobody expected them to be as good as they were. No one expected them to get to the semi-final. We thought they'd sweep their group. I had them going out of the quarterfinals before the tournament. But seeing how they started the tournament, you could see why they could go further. Right. Anguissa himself, I tweeted this yesterday. He wasn't that good. Anguissa wasn't. He was actually quite disappointing. Because I feel like Cameroon. Maybe it was a positional thing, but he had a box to box role. Anguissa wasn't. I mean, I expected a lot more from him because what we know Anguissa to do is to dribble, to get to
balls, dribble,
be good with the ball at his feet. But he just looked flustered. He just didn't look comfortable. And to be fair, he didn't look that good leaving. I mean, his last couple of games for Napoli too. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a fatigue, tiredness.
Bad run, maybe. Yeah.
He just didn't look his best, because I think if he had looked how he did, they easily get to the final. He just looked lackadaisical up front. People were running by him, which is something you don't see. I don't know what it is, man. He just looked tired.
Well, he was injured, wasn't he? Injured before he was called, right?
Yeah,
so
he
was something to do with that too.
He was injured. He did 1 or 2 games before he went, and which he didn't look too great. But I think it might be a lingering injury. But Anguissa was one player that I was looking forward to. But he was somewhat of a disappointment, unfortunately, and it hurts me to say this. But yeah,
Adamunas gets the goal, but then has to go because of his heart condition, because of COVID or what have you.
That was very worrying, because the game before the tournament started, he scored in the pre-tournament friendly. and then he just didn't play in the AFCON because of whatever this. I mean, they reported it as COVID. I mean, I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay because it's these injuries that you don't know much about that become those long lasting ones, especially with Lozano out for a while. Hope.
Yeah. I believe it was something that had to do with like similar to what Alphonso Davies went through, right? Yeah.
Didn't have some dude like the myocarditis again? Like
Alphonso Davies had the same thing, and he wasn't called for Canada for these last internationals as well. So that could be something that we have to worry about. And then I don't know, Ralph, anything else you want to add about AFCON before we go?
Yeah,
because we do have to go.
We do have to cut out today. We were going to do an early one. Yeah, please.
Musa Barrow is going to have he's going to be signed by someone, and he's going to have an incredible career. By the way, like Musa Barrow,
Musa Barrow. He's still with Bologna, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I think they paid for him. Like he's no longer Atalanta's player. He belongs to Bologna now because
got you. Okay,
he was on loan from Atalanta, and then it was a right to buy, and then they bought him. He's only 23 years old, and I feel like in a year or two, Musa Barrow is going to be an incredible striker. They're going to regret that one because he's in a lot of people's team for the team of the tournament, and he went out in the group stages. That's how incredible he was.
Yeah.
He's one of the players that stood out for me in the tournament.
And he scores goals goals when he plays for Bologna. So that's definitely very, he definitely showed up at the tournament too. And then I guess the last thing I want to say is, Napoli won 2-0 and are 1 point behind Inter, and we play them on the weekend at the Maradona.
Sir,
dude, yes, how much better could this weekend have gotten? Milan win, then Napoli win, and Milan beat Inter, then Napoli win. Koulibaly's a champion. Like, I mean, you can't get a better weekend than this.
Oh man, bro, we beat Inter next week, and it's 2018 vibes all over again.
Oh man,
it's 2018 vibes all over again. It's like, I mean, to be fair, even if we draw, I don't mind it, right? But if we win, bro, it's for the next 3 months in Naples. It's a party.
That's true.
It's gonna be crazy.
This is gonna be. I wonder how much bigger this game is, if it is bigger than it was against Inter Milan. Because I think that Napoli's probably a little more of the anti-Inter right now than maybe Milan is. But it's going to be certainly interesting. And the fact that, again, I mean, Koulibaly's on this high. I hope he stays there. I don't even know now if he's going to be eligible to play. These stupid, 10-day rules. And
I don't know. I think because that wasn't confirmed. I think he should be okay.
It wasn't confirmed. It wasn't confirmed, but there's a possibility that he and Anguissa will miss the game against Milan. But I mean, like Mo said when he came on, man, we're like 0 goals against in the month of January.
No, I get it, but
and all this time, let's not forget Koulibaly was injured before AFCON as well, And all this time with all these players out, missing this and that, we're still not only are we the best defense in Serie A, but we're also 1 point out of first place.
Best defense in Europe, most clean sheets in Europe.
Most clean sheets in Europe, yeah. I mean,
only one team that's conceded less goals than us, and I think that's Manchester City. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's right. You're right. Correct.
But bro, like Spalletti in terms of defense has been incredible. Of course, we're scraping results going forward. But I don't expect Napoli to concede more than 2 goals ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
We're gonna lose the Inter. It's gonna be 2-1 or 1-0.
Right, like it was the past couple games, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we only lose by a goal or so. But the thing is, shout out to everybody covering Koulibaly back there. But I really want him on the field against Inter. I want all my bosses on the field, especially those who picked up a trophy like Insigne, like Koulibaly.
I mean, before Osimhen got hurt, we were 7 points. I mean, we were 7 points clear of Inter Milan. So now getting back to form, he's scoring goals, he's starting games. Woo!
I think he's gonna. I'll say this now. Wait till the spring. Wait till the spring. Wait till it starts warming up because that's our time. And I'm just like, if we hang in there, if we get a few results from Inter. Or if a few bad results,
right?
Inter,
right,
bro. You got be careful. Like we're on the way. We will be on the way. You saw what happened the last third of the season
after Inter Milan. Oh, what a couple of weeks for Napoli, man. We play Barcelona at the new camp, and then we play Milan on the 6th as well.
Yeah,
right. If we can get through February, look out, man. Look out.
Inter still have their game in hand. So if we can get
right
through February within 3 points of the title, and we've played Juventus, Inter, Milan, bro, it's game time. It's game time, and everyone's coming back healthy right now.
Woo! That's what I'm saying.
A healthy Napoli is a scary Napoli, fellas. Healthy Napoli is a scary Napoli.
Especially now with the fact that Victor couldn't play in the AFCON, there's going to be something else in him that's just going to want a trophy even more or to perform even more now. That's why, man, all eyes on Victor. This guy heals like who is that superhero that would heal like really? Is that Superman? No, it wouldn't be Superman. Either way, this guy heals like no other. I mean, considering what happened last year, playing with the thing in his arm, and he's still scoring goals. Now he has the mask, has plates in his face, still going out there, being aggressive. Look at the header that he had.
He's got plates in his face, and he's scoring headers going up for
scoring headers, right.
No, man, it's a great time to be a Napoli fan, man. It's a great time to be a Napoli fan. I mean, I hope that what me and Raff Biz have been echoing the whole season, talking about Napoli can win the league, can finally be believed.
Yeah, yo, prove me wrong all day.
Dying on that hill.
Prove me wrong all day.
I'm Wolverine.
I feel like
Thank you.
Listen, I feel like I'm justified in picking Inter, but I always had Napoli second, and a close second. But dude,
Inter still have the Champions League. They're gonna go through
more than possible
games against Liverpool. They're gonna go through some hell against Liverpool.
Listen, they have Roma this week. They have Roma in a couple days.
I hope
tomorrow or Thursday.
I hope that goes to penalties.
It's tomorrow, actually. Is it tomorrow?
I hope that goes 120 minutes. I hope it does.
Go 120 minutes. It's tomorrow. Then they play us and then Liverpool.
Yep, us and then Liverpool, and then I feel like they play someone tough. I think maybe Lazio or something. But bro,
yes. But here's another thing. What about the incident between Lautaro and Teo? Did you see that? Did you see Mo? You saw it because we were talking about it this morning.
Yeah.
Dude, there's not a guarantee that Lautaro's going to be on this team with Inter. If he spit at Teo, there's 100% going to be a price to pay there.
It didn't look like it. I saw the video a few times. I don't think he did it because you know what it was. The motion was like he was.
It sure looked like the motion. It did.
Yeah, but I think he was just talking some smack. Like, why would he? I don't know. I
know we have to run, Ralph. I know we have to run.
Yeah, we got to get out. Yeah.
One last thing before we go, because I just realized this too. When you said that Osimhen is back, fit, playing, scoring. Dude, this guy still he still has a point to prove with Napoli after missing AFCON. But they also have to still qualify for the World Cup in March. And then obviously he's going to want to be at the World Cup in March. And when I did my digging from that yesterday, I realized that Senegal and Egypt have to play again in March, 2 legs to get to the World Cup. One of the 2 teams aren't going to the World Cup too. Can you imagine if Koulibaly takes Egypt out of the World Cup after beating them in the final?
No, bro. Over 2 legs, I don't think Egypt get close. I mean, you guys saw the game yesterday, bro.
Yeah, no way.
6 or 7, bro.
Yeah, that goalie stood on his head. He made
in the final. Egypt have a chance. 120 minutes penalties. You have a chance. Over 2 legs, the best team always wins. Always.
Sure. So crazy, bro. I love it.
It's gonna be so good, man. I'm gonna be so good.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
It's gonna be so good. Let me put on some closing music, guys, and then.
Yo, Raff, can you send me that video, please? The one that you
made.
I
will certainly send it.
Credit you for that when I post it. That's an incredible video, man.
Thank you. I will certainly send it to you. But Mo, thank you again so much for coming on the show.
Oh no!
Thank you for your coverage of AFCON, man.
Yeah,
and I yo, call my boy Mo, everybody.
Yeah,
yo,
man. Mo,
man right here, yo. This guy said I will do it for free. That's love, baby. That's love, man. This is the type of fans that we need. No matter what team or what tournament you root for, what country you're from, this is.
We can't hear you anymore.
We lost your audio.
Sorry. How about now?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, there you go.
filled with technical difficulties, but we still here rocking it. But what I was saying was, it's just that this is the stuff I really like, and this is the stuff that I want to promote. You know, all love. But let's get a. Should we do like a Forza Senegal or Forza?
Let's do Forza Napoli, Forza Koulibaly. How's that?
Let's do Forza Napoli and Forza Cooley in the chat. We'll get it up here, and then we will be out. Thank you to everybody in the chat for coming through today. It was nice. We had a bit of an early show because Mo's out in England, so we wanted to get through. We definitely wanted to get on today, talk about Senegal and our boy Koulibaly. Again, Mo, any projects coming up that you want to talk about that you'd like to share?
Tomorrow, I'm going to be going on Instagram Live with the new head coach of the Somali national team to interview him, and just so you can kind of
stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, so just so he can introduce himself to the people and just talk about football, really, how he's going to go about selecting things, because he's a Dutch coach, and he's managed in Africa for the last 10 years. He's been managing for a while. He's quite a character. I've shared a few of his videos. I'm sure a couple of the guys from the chat have seen him.
Yeah.
He's quite a bit of a character, so he's got a bit of Van Gaal in him. So yeah, I messaged him on Instagram, and he responded, and he was more than happy to take the.
Where can we find this?
Just on my Instagram Live.
On your Instagram.
Tomorrow on my Instagram Live about it's at 6 p.m. my time, so 1 p.m. your time. I'm sure that's pretty early.
Beautiful, perfect. It'll be on the big screen at the shop, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch that. Be sure to tune in, guys. But again, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to Mo for joining us. We'll be sure to catch that. You definitely got to tag us so we can share that.
Pete, Quinn, Vin. I mean, thank you guys so much. I mean, Gaetano, all of you guys. Thanks so much. All
right, until next time. We'll be here next week, definitely after the Napoli Milan game. Stay tuned. Look on Twitter for the post, guys. But thank you again. Forza Napoli sempre, Raffa. Great show. Raffa, Mohamed, always a pleasure, and we'll see you guys soon. And big shout out, big congratulations to Senegal, champions of AFCON, and our boy Koulibaly.
Take care.
Ciao.